Large senior day one at Cheersport, let's talk about it. There was a lot of confusion and discussion regarding the stunt difficulty and execution scores across large senior. Now, I'm not a judge, I don't have the specific comments or reasons why the teams were scored the way that they are. However, with over 10 years of experience coaching a large senior team, I do have extensive knowledge on what these judges are looking for specifically in these two categories. I'm not here to say whether the judges got it right or wrong or get into a huge debate. My only goal is to educate the viewers, the fans, and the spectators of this division and our sport. Large senior is the most talked about, most popular division in all star cheer, and I want everyone watching it to have a little bit better of an understanding of the score sheet and the breakdown on when teams are placed to help alleviate all of the drama and the back and forth on scoring and placements every single time the rankings come out. So today we're going to break down the stunt execution and difficulty through the varsity score sheet lens. Let's start with the biggest hot topic from day one large senior scoring is that World Cup shooting stars did not max out in stunt difficulty. Typically, on a varsity rubric, large senior teams will max out in stunt difficulty unless they have a major building fall or bobble, which takes away from their ability to reach that score. With that said, fans and viewers were shocked when shooting stars hit their elite stunts and didn't max out in difficulty. I'm going to give two educated guesses on why this might have happened. The first potential reason would be the catch point of their elite skills. Not just with shooting stars, but across all large senior teams, the stunt execution judge is looking at the catch point. The catch point is where the bases are making contact with their flyer's feet and showing control and stability. The reason this is so important because on the varsity rubric, they define prep level and extended level, and that decides whether or not you're getting advanced credit or elite credit. Definition of an extended stunt on the USASF glossary is when the entire body of the top person is above the head of the bases. With that being said, that means that if the flyer's ankles, feet, or shins are anywhere from the forehead and down, catch point, that is not considered extended. This is something the judges are very critical about, especially in large senior, not only because it can decide stunt difficulty, but it is also a huge factor in execution. To go into further detail, in large senior, you have to have 6 groups complete an elite skill at the same time to get most credit. And then you have to compete an elite skill in 7 groups at the same time to get that max difficulty score. So across all large senior teams, if 9 groups are throwing rewinds, if at least 6 are catching fully extended, the team will receive elite credit. With that knowledge, we're going to go through and evaluate each team's catch point. Starting with shooting stars, here is the freeze frame of their first catch point. Go ahead and look from left to right and count how many groups you would define as extended, meaning the flyer's shoes are completely above the base's heads. This is where we get to have fun. You get to play judge and give credit to where you think it is due. Also, when looking at catch point, judges are not only looking at where they're catching their feet, they're also looking at the stability of the bases below. Here is their rewind catch, looking at the height of the catch, and also are the bases chest to chest underneath their flyer, are they stable? If their arms are extended, that means they meet the definition, but that doesn't mean that they have great stability. Point from their extended hand in hands, going through consistently looking at if they are catching at an extended point and if the bases are chest to chest. We are going to do this throughout all teams in large senior, making sure that we are just looking for stability and extended stunts. Here's the catch of their rewind. Are the bases chest to chest? Are they fully extended? Panthers, extended hand in hand catch point, looking to see how many are catching fully extended with bases chest to chest there. And looking for a noticeable difference between teams. Here's the catch of their rewind. Many are catching fully extended with bases chest to chest, no space underneath those stunts. Moving on to senior elites, catch points of their rewind here. Looking at bases, seeing if they are fully extended or if they're catching in line with the forehead. Give full extended credit to. Moving into their world's version of an invert, a quarter turn twisting to arabesque. This is the catch point for all of the groups on the inversion. Moving on to Stingray Orange catch points. The first skill they do is this extended hand in hand, freezing at the catch point here, fully extended above their head, locked out, maintaining control. Then they move right into their rewind to extended, and we're going to freeze here as well for you to count how many you would give credit to. There is so much that goes into when deciding stunt execution, but I really wanted to touch on catch point because of how vital it is on execution and when deciding difficulty. When looking at execution, I do not get caught up in the actual number. The first thing that I would look at is the ranking, and the second thing would be the difference. First, I noticed that Orange was in first place. They had the highest stunt execution score with a 4.8. And then I look at where teams are ranked based on that and what the difference is. It looks like Generals and Senior Elite are second in stunt execution, only 0.1 behind Orange. Then it looks like Panthers were third in execution, 0.2 behind Orange. And Shooting Stars were 0.3 behind Orange. 0.3 difference in stunt execution seems really reasonable to me. Now, if Shooting Stars were sitting at a 3.5 and Orange was sitting at a 4.0, then I would see a little bit of discrepancy. But across large senior, for 0.3 to only be the difference across all teams, and for the best team to only score a 3.8, that tells me that the judges are being critical. They're looking at specific things, and it looks like they're being respectful of the range. It's not like they're separating teams by half of a point or more than that in stunt execution. What I loved about day one with large senior was the consistency across all of the teams. They truly went out there and put on a show for all of us to enjoy, making the rankings and the placement so exciting. Typically in large senior, if there's major falls or major issues, it's kind of easier to rank the teams or understand what the order is. But when teams go out there hit for hit, it really does make the judges reevaluate, make sure that they think they're making the right choice and score it accordingly. We all have our fan favorite. Of course, I want Panthers to win. I love Panthers. I want them to win every single time. But do the judges want them to win? That's a totally different story. And we need to have that type of sense of reality within the scoring and within our fan favorite. I'm so excited to watch this division on day 2. I'm excited to see how the rankings end up. And of course, I will be making a follow-up video regarding the day 2 performances, the rankings, and the scores. So make sure you look out for that. Until then, check out my most recent videos regarding practice planning and showmanship score.